Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive into the latest immigration news.
Yeah.
And this week,
Mm-hmm.
we're really focusing on those of you on F1,
Right.
H-1B, or J-1 visas,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, your families too.
Of course.
Now, to break it all down, we are going straight to the source.
Yep.
Our friends over at greencardforselfpetition.com,
That's right.
they're the ones who have all those DIY green card kits.
Uh-huh.
That's super helpful info.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're even thinking about self-petitioning,
Yeah.
definitely check them out.
Good idea.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The big news this week is obviously the new Trump administration.
Yes, definitely a change in the air.
I was reading about some of the new appointments.
Oh, yeah.
It really is a who's who of
I know.
all the big names for immigration.
Exactly. And that means we're probably going to see a lot more focus on border security, enforcement, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone who's undocumented,
Yeah.
that's going to make things a lot tougher.
And remember that program for undocumented spouses
Oh, yeah.
of U.S. citizens?
That one's gone.
That's gone.
Shut down completely.
Wow.
Plus, they're even talking about expanding detention centers.
Really?
Big time, double the capacity.
Wow.
And bringing back family detention.
So yeah, not exactly.
Exactly, a warm welcome.
No, not at all.
Not anymore.
Okay, well, speaking of things that aren't exactly easy to deal with,
Oh, boy.
let's talk about the changes coming to the H-4 EAD applications.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
Yeah, in 2025.
2025.
Big changes.
So right now,
Yeah.
those EAD approvals are bundled with the H-4 and H-1B petitions.
Right, with the main applications.
But that's all changing.
Big time. Come 2025, that's all going to be separate.
Oh, wow.
So just imagine the delays.
Yeah.
We could be looking at 6 months processing time.
Or more.
Easy just for those work authorizations.
So for those spouses who rely on the EAD to work,
I know.
this is going to be a problem.
This is a big deal.
And that's why we are telling everyone,
Yeah.
act now. If you're eligible, get those renewals in.
Right.
Get those extensions filed before December 23rd, 2024,
Okay.
while you can still bundle them.
Mm.
And if premium processing is an option,
Yeah.
use it.
Do it.
Don't wait till the last minute.
Got it. December 23rd, 2024.
That's the date.
That's a date.
Write it down.
Right. But amidst all this uncertainty,
Yeah.
there is kind of a fascinating trend emerging.
Oh, really?
A lot more high-skilled foreign workers are actually choosing to self-petition
Interesting.
for their green card.
Taking things into their own hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense, though, right?
Yeah.
With the wait times for employment-based green cards
So long.
and the possibility of even more policy changes, self-petitioning just gives people a little more control.
Right.
And we're not just talking about a handful of people either.
Oh, yeah.
Applications for the EB-1 visa, the one for folks with extraordinary ability, that shot up by 75%
75%.
in the past 4 years.
Wow.
It's a lot.
What do you think is driving that?
Well, part of it is definitely those wait times we were talking about.
Makes sense.
But there's also just more awareness about self-petitioning in general.
Mm-hmm.
People are realizing that they might actually qualify
Yeah.
for extraordinary ability, especially, folks who work in tech.
Like Silicon Valley?
Yeah, all those brilliant people at companies like, Meta, Amazon, Google.
Oh, yeah.
They're really pushing the boundaries every day.
Okay, so extraordinary ability.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty impressive.
it is.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure. So basically it means you're at the top of your game.
Okay.
You're recognized nationally or internationally
Sorry.
for your accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
So think like winning a major award,
Okay.
having your work published in top journals,
Makes sense.
holding patents for, groundbreaking inventions.
Right.
The USCIS actually has specific criteria.
They do.
10 of them.
Wow.
And you usually need to meet at least 3.
Okay.
It's all about proving that you're not just good, you're exceptional.
You're the best.
You got it.
Okay, I know a lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
people with big ideas.
Yeah,
Is self-petitioning an option for them too?
absolutely.
It is.
The National Interest Waiver,
Mm-hmm.
the NIW, is perfect for entrepreneurs.
Oh, that's great. I was actually just looking at the FAQ
Uh-huh.
on greencardforselfpetition.com,
Yeah.
and they address this directly.
Okay.
The question is,
Yeah.
can I apply for an NIW
Right.
as an entrepreneur or a business owner?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is
Yes.
yes.
You can.
Okay, great. But what does it take for an entrepreneur to get an NIW?
Well, you need to show that your business is more than just a good idea.
Okay.
It needs to have the potential to create jobs, significantly benefit the U.S. economy, and you have to be a central figure in making it all happen.
Got it. So the USCIS is looking for...
They want to see substantial potential.
Okay.
Significant contribution.
Right.
So, for example, if your business is, creating innovative technology, that's a big plus.
Okay.
Or if it's addressing a critical need in the market, that's something they'll definitely consider.
So it's all about showcasing the positive impact
exactly
your business will have.
The U.S. as a whole.
On the U.S.
Got it.
Not just you personally.
Okay.
But remember, both the NIW and the EB-1A can be pretty complicated.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to talk to an immigration attorney.
That's always good advice.
They can really help you figure out if it's the right path for you and how to build the strongest case possible.
Great advice.
You bet.
Now, we've talked about a lot already.
We have.
The new administration self-petitioning. But before we move on, what are some key takeaways?
All right. Well, first off, this new administration
definitely means a different approach to immigration, and it's likely going to be more challenging, especially for those without documentation.
Right.
So staying informed is absolutely key for our H-4 listeners.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Act on those EAD renewals. Get them in before that December 2024 deadline.
Okay.
And for anyone thinking about self-petitioning, remember, you have options.
You do.
Explore the NIW, explore the EB-1A.
Right.
They might just be your ticket to that green card.
Your golden ticket.
You got it.
Great points.
Yeah.
All right, let's round out this first part.
Okay.
With a quick glance at the December 2024 Visa Bulletin.
All right.
What's the latest on those cutoff dates?
Well, the December Bulletin shows very little movement from the previous month.
Oh, really?
Especially in those oversubscribed categories. For instance, EB-1 is current for everyone except for folks born in China and India.
Okay, can you give us those dates?
Sure. So for China, the EB-1 cutoff date is November 8th, 2022. And for India, it's February 1st, 2022.
All right.
We did see a tiny bit of progress in the EB-3 category for India.
Okay.
But other than that, not much has changed.
So not a ton of movement.
Not really.
But hey, at least things are inching forward.
That's true.
And don't worry, greencardforselfpetition.com.
Oh, yeah.
They keep track of all of that.
Absolutely, they do.
You can always check in with them for the latest updates.
They break it all down.
Absolutely.
Every month.
They do a fantastic job.
They do.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause here.
Okay.
But when we return, we'll dive even deeper into these immigration pathways.
Sounds good.
Look at some specific examples. Give you some practical tips.
Great.
To help you navigate the whole process.
Awesome.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. So let's unpack some of these complex immigration pathways and maybe offer some practical guidance along the way.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we were talking about self-petitioning, specifically the EB-1A.
Right.
For those with extraordinary ability.
Right.
Can you give us some real-world examples?
Yeah, like who might actually qualify for that?
Sure. So imagine like a software engineer who develops a revolutionary algorithm that completely transforms, their entire field.
Wow.
Or a scientist whose research leads to like a major medical breakthrough.
Right.
These are the kinds of individuals who not only achieve exceptional things, but they also gain widespread recognition for their work.
So it's not enough to just be really good at what you do.
Right.
You need to have the awards and recognition.
Exactly.
To back it up.
You need proof.
Got it. So what kind of proof are we talking about here?
Well, think publications in leading journals.
Okay.
Patents for like groundbreaking inventions. Invitations to speak at, prestigious international conferences. Or awards from well-respected organizations.
Right.
All of these contribute to a strong EB-1A case.
Now, I know that the term international acclaim can be a little intimidating.
It can.
Does that mean you have to be like a global superstar?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
While international recognition is definitely beneficial, it's not the only path.
Okay.
You can also demonstrate a claim through your work within the U.S.
Oh, so like a researcher.
Exactly.
Who makes significant contributions to a specific field in the U.S.
Right.
Even without that international recognition.
Exactly.
Could still qualify.
Absolutely. The key is to show.
Okay.
that your achievements are recognized as extraordinary within your field, whether that's national or international.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Now let's switch gears a little bit.
Sure.
Back to the NIW, the National Interest Waiver, which we said was a good option for entrepreneurs.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about what kinds of businesses
Yeah.
might be best suited for this category?
Well, think of businesses that, address critical societal challenges.
Okay.
Or push the boundaries of innovation.
So, like examples?
Yeah. So, for example, a company developing renewable energy solutions.
To combat climate change.
Exactly. Or a startup creating cutting-edge medical devices.
Improve patient care.
Things like that.
Okay, so businesses with a strong kind of social good component.
Exactly.
Or those on the forefront of technology are more likely to stand out.
Right, because the NIW
to the USCIS
is all about showing that your work benefits the U.S. as a whole.
Right, not just you personally.
Exactly.
You mentioned job creation.
Yes.
Is a key factor in the NIW application.
Yes, a big one.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Of course. So the USCIS is looking for evidence that your business is going to create jobs for U.S. workers.
Okay.
This could be through direct hiring.
Okay.
Creating jobs indirectly through your supply chains.
Yeah.
Or even stimulating job growth within a certain industry.
So the more jobs your business can create.
Yeah, the more jobs your venture can support.
The better.
The stronger your NIW case becomes.
Basically.
Because remember, the whole point of the NIW is to prove that your presence in the U.S. is in the national interest.
Right. And job creation.
And job creation is a major part of that.
Is a big part of that. Okay.
Exactly.
Now let's go back to those H-4 EAD changes for a second.
Okay.
I know a lot of spouses really depend on this work authorization.
You do.
To build their careers, contribute to their families.
It's important.
What advice would you give to anyone who's facing a potential gap in their employment?
Right.
Because of these changes?
First of all, don't panic. Okay. Understanding the timeline and the potential for delays is really crucial for planning ahead.
Okay. So start by exploring your options. Right. So if you're eligible for a green card through another category, like the EB-1A or the NIW, now might be the time to really pursue that.
It might be time to get serious about that.
So these H-4 EAD changes could actually encourage some spouses.
They could.
To look at other routes.
Absolutely.
To permanent residency.
To take control of their own immigration journey.
Exactly. It's about adapting to this changing landscape, finding the best path for you.
Exactly.
Another option, of course, is to think about alternative work arrangements.
Right.
So like remote work or freelance opportunities that don't require an EAD.
Exactly. Thinking outside the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Finding solutions to navigate these challenges.
And remember, folks, resources like greencardforselfpetition.com.
Oh, they're great.
Provide so much guidance and support. They've got those DIY self-petition packets.
Yes.
They have a knowledge bot that can help you explore your options. And just tons of information to empower you on your immigration journey.
It's all right there.
Now, we touched upon the December 2024 visa bulletin earlier.
We did.
Can you give us a little more context?
Sure.
On how these bulletins work?
Okay.
And why they're so important?
All right. So visa bulletins, they're released every month by the U.S. Department of State.
Okay.
And they basically dictate when people in certain categories can file their final application for permanent residency. Or just status, as it's called.
Right.
They use cutoff dates based on your country of birth and your visa category to help manage the flow of green card applications.
So it's like a waiting list.
Kind of like a waiting list, yeah.
And the bulletin tells you when your number is up.
Exactly when it's your turn.
Okay.
So those cutoff dates, they usually move forward every month, sometimes by just a few days, sometimes by a few months. It all depends on the demand and the visa availability.
In each category.
Right.
I can imagine that's frustrating for people who have been waiting for years to see those dates just kind of inch forward.
It's a slow process.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that the visa bulletin really just reflects the overall demand and the limited number of green cards available every year.
It's a complex system.
It is.
Patience is key.
Patience is definitely key.
Okay. Any other practical tips for our listeners?
Sure. One crucial piece of advice. is to stay organized.
Okay.
Meticulously document everything.
Right.
Keep copies of your applications, your supporting documents.
Got it.
Receipts.
Yeah.
All correspondence with USCIS.
Okay.
This is really important. If you need to provide evidence or track the progress of your case.
So being organized can prevent those headaches.
Absolutely.
Down the line.
A little organization goes a long way.
Great advice.
The immigration process can be long and complex.
It can be.
But it's not impossible.
Right.
Staying informed, seeking guidance from experts, and approaching it all with patience and persistence can definitely increase your chances of success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
Now for our final segment.
Okay.
We'll wrap up this episode with some concluding thoughts.
All right.
Key takeaways.
Sounds good.
Stay with us. All right, and we're back for our final thoughts on all things immigration.
Yeah.
Got to give another shout out to greencardforselfpetition.com.
They've been great.
They really have. They're the source for all this awesome info today.
All the good stuff.
And you know what I really like about them?
What's that?
They don't just throw the info at you.
Right.
And say good luck.
They actually help you.
Yeah, they have those DIY self-petition kits.
Love those.
And that knowledge bot.
Oh, yeah, the knowledge bot is awesome.
Right, it can help you figure out, like, EB1A versus NIW.
Which path is right for you.
Exactly, and they just have so many articles.
Fun.
FAQs, all kinds of resources that break it all down in plain English.
It's like having your own personal immigration guide.
I know, right? Okay, so as we wrap up, any final words of wisdom?
Final words of wisdom.
For our listeners out there.
You know, navigating this crazy world of U.S. immigration, well, I would just say, remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand the system, the better decisions you can make for your own immigration journey.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yes, ask all the questions.
Do your research. Find those reliable sources.
And connect with other people.
Yeah.
Who are going through the same thing.
Find your people.
Exactly. You're not alone in this.
And don't let the complexity of it all scare you away.
It's a lot. I know.
It can be challenging. But it's definitely not impossible.
That's right.
With some careful planning, some persistence, and the right resources, you can totally achieve those immigration goals.
You got this.
You got it.
Yeah.
And greencardforselfpetition.com.
Oh, yeah.
They're there to support you.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the way. So whether you're an F1 student, an H-1B professional, a spouse trying to figure out all the dependent visa stuff.
It's confusing out there.
You are not alone.
Nope.
There are resources out there.
Absolutely.
There are paths to explore. And there's a whole community of people.
That's right.
Who get it.
They understand the struggle.
Or they understand the triumphs.
And it's all part of the journey.
It is. With so much change happening right now.
Yeah, it's a wild time.
What do you think is the key question?
The key question I think everyone used to ask themselves is, what can I do today to secure my immigration future?
That's a great question.
Don't just wait and see what happens.
Right.
Take charge.
Be proactive.
Make it happen.
Visit greencardforselfpetition.com.
Good idea.
Explore your options. And start building the future you want.
That's right.
Right here in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening to a podcast by greencardselfpetition.com. Visit greencardselfpetition.com for do-it-yourself packets. We aim to provide the collective experience of numerous applicants who have successfully self-petitioned for their green cards without employer sponsorship, in either the EB-1A, Extraordinary Ability, or EB-2, NIW National Interest Waiver categories. Our DIY packets are designed to assist you in your self-petition journey.